Donald Trump has been having a horrible morning after realizing his birthright citizenship case in the Supreme Court probably isn't going to go his way. People are putting their money on about a 7% chance of it getting unblocked. Plus, his ex-FBI director, James Comey, posted that it was time for Trump to get 86th by posting this adorable seashell art. For some reason, that sent Trump into a tizzy, and he took it as a threat on his life.
The FBI director, and you don't know what that meant. That meant assassination. And it says it loud and clear.
Yeah, he was trying to send his sleeper cells after Trump using their secret code, seashell art. Now, all of us regular people who have worked in the service industry, we know what 86 means, but seeing as Trump thinks grocery is some sort of ancient word taken out of an old tome.
Grocery is where they have a term, grocery. It's an old term, but it means basically what you're buying, food. It's a pretty accurate term, but it's an old-fashioned sound.
All of that, plus these devastating poll numbers that I'm about to show you, that all culminates in Trump waking up in a cold sweat, taking to his personal social media echo chamber, and ranting in all caps, the only thing that gets his mind off things these days, other than the sweet caress of Laura Loomer, of course. But real quick, if you enjoy this kind of coverage that MAGA hates to see, well then you can join our little resistance here at Really American. It's as easy as subscribing. It's free and it helps us more than you think. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's one of the unhinged tweets from Trump. The Supreme Court is being played by the radical left losers who have no support. The public hates them, and their only hope is the intimidation of the court itself. We can't let that happen to our country. Now, of course, this wasn't his only tweet. He went off the rails against everybody, the Supreme Court multiple times, Bruce Springsteen, Taylor Swift, but the real culprit behind why might have been these poll numbers that he woke up to. Here's the headline. You can see Comey's little post. Here's what he tweeted: cool shell formation on my beach walk. It's so funny that that's going to get him an FBI visit. Anyway, Trump's approval rating now underwater on nearly every issue. According to polling conducted by Verisight US for Strength in Numbers, Americans' disapproval of the president's handling of all policy areas they were asked about, except for border security, are negative. According to the new poll, 40% of people approve of Trump's handling of the presidency, while 56% disapprove. That's damn near 6 in 10 people. In terms of the specific policy areas, he had a net negative 32-point rating on prices and inflation, of course, thanks to his stupid-ass tariffs, and a negative 17-point net approval on jobs and the economy. He scored a negative 16 points on foreign policy and a negative 15 points on education. Like, Jesus Christ, these are all the things that make up a country. Of course, this next bit surprises no one, considering how much Fox News rails against the dangers of immigration and the importance of border security. It is only border security where Trump has a net positive approval rating. 52% approve of his border security and 42% disapprove. On a similar issue, immigration, Trump's disapproval rating is less stark, although it is still negative. 49% disapprove of his immigration policy, while 47% approve, which just goes to show that people do want a functional immigration system. They don't want no immigration, period. They want a legal immigration system that is respected by the government. And I think everybody on the left would agree that we would much rather have strong and sensible immigration policy, reducing the amount of trafficking and random people going missing and women being assaulted and people getting murdered. The poll was conducted between May 1st and May 6th and has a margin of error of 3.2%, which means it's in line with other polls that has him at negative 9% net approval rating, which can be considered steady, but it looks like that margin of error isn't leaning towards Trump's favor. Now, this is especially devastating for Trump, considering that the headlines over the last few weeks were saying that his poll numbers were starting to slightly improve, and he started boasting about how great his poll numbers were. He took to Poop Social and tweeted, "Trump's best poll numbers ever, thank you."
I want to stress here also, it's not just a low approval rating. Donald Trump, over the course of these first 100 days, Kate, has lost the middle of the country politically. Independents have really slid in their approval of Donald Trump. Again, if you look back mid-February, it was at 43% among independents. That is all the way down 12 points now to only 31% approval among independents. That becomes a political problem, if not necessarily for Donald Trump, perhaps for his party, who has to face voters in the midterm elections a year and a half from now. But we were talking about the historic nature of that. And if you stack up his approval rating now to all of his modern day predecessors, you see that 41% approval is at the bottom of the list, Kate. Just take a look at all those numbers there. Everyone else at this point in their presidency, including Donald Trump himself 8 years ago, had a higher mark than he has today.
Well, now he's having the worst poll numbers ever. And if Trump is having a bad day, that means I'm having a good one. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.